Okay, welcome to a class on quantifiers. Quantifiers are determiners. They're a type of determiner. And we're going to look at quantifiers used with uncountable and countable nouns in a moment. But first, let's look at no plus noun. Because you very often see this, yeah? I've got no time to waste. He has no friends. Yeah, no man would want to suffer as I have suffered. Whatever. Yeah, but no and then noun. Here's another example. No two electrons have the same quantum numbers. Yeah, the exclusion principle. And so notice that we say no two electrons have and not has. Yeah, that's plural, so that's a plural verb. And we're going to be doing a lot of subject-verb agreement in today's class. And subject-verb agreement is not easy in English. Why? Well, because the natives can't make up their minds, it seems to me, of what's correct and what's incorrect. And if you go online, you will find lots of different information about any of them is or any of them are. None of them is or none of them are. And quite often, I think people argue that both are correct, but there is a difference. And they usually say, you know, any of them are. Sounds like it's plural, it sounds like it refers to a group, and any of them is, sounds like it refers to one person. And of course I agree, but I agree because are refers to a group and is refers to one person. And so what do we do? You know, what do we do with any of them? Do we say any of them is or any of them are? Well, we can check nowadays, we can go on Ngrams, which is a program on Google, and we can check and see how often in the literature, in the corpus of writing that Google checks, how often people say any of them is and how often people say any of them are. And the answer is that we usually see any of them are. Yeah, that's the most natural one. Any of the students are. Are any of the students coming to the class? Yeah, are any of them coming? And not is any of them coming? Not so often anyway. But you do still see is any of them coming? And so let's put that as 40%. And the reason why, I mean, I would argue that it sounds like it might be plural or it might be singular because of these three sentences, which are all possible. Are any of you going to the meeting? I found that in Cambridge Dictionary, and that shows us that Cambridge Dictionary, are any of them going? Are any of you going? Cambridge are happy with plural with any of them, okay? But it's perfectly natural to say, is any one of you going to the meeting? That's correct. It's got to be is because of the one. You mean one here, yeah? Is any one of you going to the meeting? And you can certainly say, is anybody going to the meeting? Because of that, I think that's what confuses people. I think a lot of people, over time, any of them has become accepted as plural. Any plus any of and plural noun has basically been accepted as plural. But be aware that you will see any of them is sometimes, and some grammar books even consider that formally more correct. And certainly I would agree with all of these guys, but I'm not sure I agree with any of them. And it's just because I see plural more often with any of them, and I find it in dictionaries. And so that's why I actually recommend that you use plural if you want to sound natural. If you want to sound like a native, use plural with any of them or any of the students or any of and plural noun. Okay? Now, some of them or all of them or some of the students, all of the students, that will always be plural. It will always be are. Yes, some of them are, not some of them is. All of them are. You can say some of the information is, some of and uncountable noun is, all the weather was awful. Yeah, you can say all. Okay, let me do it with all of the information again, or all of the effort that I made was in vain. Yeah, all of the effort that I make. So all of and uncountable noun, all of the effort that I make is in vain. Yeah, all of the effort is. And so if it's uncountable, it will be is. But if it's countable and plural, it will be are.